Hey y'all, what it is, what it do? It's your girl Brittany, back better, another video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like the video, click the bell to be notified of every time I post. You know what it is, I know what it is. We know I post frequently. Now, ain't been no drama, ain't been nothing, y'all. The streets have been dry. But we got it wet today. Okay, simple. Everybody came out to do their thing. So, it's giving what it's supposed to give. Very much so. Now, let's get into our theme song right now. We are jumping, we are skipping, we hopping, we leaping. We doing it, Dougie what? Our Dougie into this video. Click the link down in the description box below to become a paid member on my Patreon. All right, y'all, come. Without further ado, let's go and get into this video. So, first things first, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I forgot all about Deja Vu. I was so happy that it had left because y'all know I was saying it was so boring. Like, it was just so boring to watch. It had its ups, it had its downs, but it was mostly downs this season. The storylines weren't all that. A lot of the cast was very boring. Very boring. A lot of the storylines were very boring. And I would say, like, if it wasn't for Naj, Diamond, Joyce, and Dawn, it really wouldn't have been a show. If I'm just being honest. Everything else was neither here nor there. So they started off by saying all cast members were invited back to the reunion. Any missing declined to participate. Listen, and as they should, because they know they didn't have a storyline. And I'm sure now that TV was giving them a small check because they seen they didn't do much or nothing. And a lot of the people who saying like, oh, certain people should be on, y'all are some of the ones who shouldn't have been on either. No shade. So first things first, let's start off with Naj saying, Cookie, you'll get baked. That was so funny. Like, it's Cookie. You'll get baked. And y'all see Cookie ain't there. She did not need that at all. She did not need that at all. Anyway, moving on. It's Becca saying like, oh, Diamond's a cloud chaser. She thinks that everything revolves around her. Like I told y'all, I feel as though Becca was one of the main ones who shouldn't have been on the show. Nola saying that she need to run that with LaRue. I'm like, where was this energy when she was pressing you? Like, it took y'all forever to fight. But, run that, please. Get out there in the field. Thank you. We appreciate it. And as y'all know, Becca is fighting Jay Galore allegedly over Sway. Ugh. Like, girl, it was not needed. And the fact that they just gave us a show where they was cool and then, giving us the reunion where they not cool, it's like Becca was dragging it. Like, it wasn't that serious to be fighting behind this man. Especially a man who embarrassed you on the last show. And I would say also, too, Jay Galore did a great job, too, on Deja Vu to me. I don't necessarily remember her storyline, but I think she came and woke it up. So they start off with Don, just trying to get a different perspective from, I guess, quote unquote old heads or whatever about his beef with Mac. Okay, let me say this. It's a strong dislike with Don. They do not like him. You can tell. Not necessarily the men, but the women always involving themselves in men beef. Like, stay in your place. Like, know your lane. Stay in your lane. Naj going up being like, oh, I'm so tired of hearing about Mac. Like, let's leave the Mac stuff alone. What other beef you got? That's the beef he got. Simple. Point blank. That's who he gonna have beef with forever. Okay? And let him have his beef. I really do hate, like, how they try to make it seem like he just be dragging it. Like, no. That man knocked him out. He's gonna get his lick off with him every time, and I get that. And we know Don really got hands like that. So I don't blame him for wanting to keep fighting him. I don't. And especially like the way they be, like the women be talking to him, they be trying to make it seem like he don't have hands like that. And if we being for real, Don is a heavy hitter. Like, Duke is a heavy hitter. My bad. Duke is a heavy hitter. Like, and Don too, the one who was in the scene with him, he a heavy hitter too. I'm like, so, like, yeah, both of them heavy hitters. Like, they really get down when they mad at. They don't duck. They can fight for real. And I think it's more so of like the women cast just always like trying to make it seem like he need to let it go, he need to drop it, da da da. But you can't tell no man when to drop nothing. If he want to stand on that, if he want to catch a fade with him, he want to catch a fade with him. And mind you, Mac like, oh, I don't want to catch a fade with you. Like, I'm done. It's dry. The storyline dry. It's not dry. It's not dry. It's not dry. It's not dry to him. So I get it. Like, I understand him, continuing to want to fight him because it was like, you knocked me out. I gotta get that. And even though he had beat him before, he had beat him in the boxing thing, he tried to fight him on this show. He's always ready to fight him. It's just like Mac don't be wanting to fight. And I just want everybody to be so for real. This is like the second person that Mac be ducking. Mac will fight all day long, but he do not get down when he mad at when it come to Cashy. And he do not get down when he mad at when it come to Duke. And even if we want to be for real, even with Don, it took him forever to come down them steps when Don needed that. So, like, I think slowly y'all boys getting out of that heavy hitter thing. Slowly but surely he's just becoming a mid fighter at this point. LaRue definitely came in saying, hey, horse. I heard horse. She came in saying, hey, horse. Trying to be funny, calling Jay Galore a horse. She said horse. Okay, so Almond trying to be politically correct and being like, we have so much more. Like, shut up, please. Y'all want to be on a TV show, and it's the reason why I don't really care for the men shows, because y'all see they was doing stuff behind the scenes, which I get it. Get down where you want to get down at every time. I don't blame you, but I would say too, y'all not there for that. Y'all are there to entertain us more so than, get off what y'all need to get off in the background. All right. Duke can tear Don up, soaking wet, or blow dry or dry. Please. It's not a day that go by where I think Don is messing with Duke hands ever. And I would say this too. I mean, you are starting to become a punching bag. They doing you like Queen D. Yours is just a little more low key because you don't do as many shows, but it is giving, punching bag. But where is that Almond who was fighting Landon? That Almond who was fighting Landon need to come out a little more. I believe if that Almond showed up a little bit more, they wouldn't feel as though they could just hit you anytime. I definitely don't believe that like boxing and street fighting is different. Not really. Not really. Because Tasiki, if I'm not mistaken, she used to box. And she always says, I'm gonna make you box. Like a lot of times when a person who box really has more strength in their hands. Their hands are way harder than a street fighter. A street fighter, they have not necessarily any technique. Some of them do, but a lot of them don't, And you can tell when they fight Tasiki or when they fight Duke, you can just tell. So I'm glad Chinks explained why him and Almond got into it. I definitely understand, Almond threatening him, and like he said, they left that part out because I definitely don't remember that. They did make it seem as though they was fighting over Trey, and I'm like, who is Trey? Not Mr. Begin pulled by his dress. I know we're not fighting behind him, please. And, Trey did say that he done with reality TV because he can't fight. And I'm trying to figure out, why did he volunteer to fight D. Scott with the whole Playboy situation if he knew he couldn't fight like that? But, we didn't see them fight for real. So, maybe, I think that we thought like he really got up in there when he probably lost. So, DTB has joined. She has came into the building. Becca side, was talking all that stuff saying that DTB wanted clout, but didn't say nothing to DTB face though. But got that wig, like we don't know that's a bust down middle part to the side. But ain't got nothing to say to DTB though. Who they want? Who they need? Becca, speak up. And then Unc is a follower. I really don't care for him. He ended up saying like, "Oh, we was talking about Duke, how Duke need to leave Mac alone," and Duke corrected him. And that's what I be saying. Like they be trying to play in Duke face. They be forgetting Duke really got hands like that. Like Duke will really take these boys through them, But he allows them to play with him like that, and even Diamond be allowing people to play with her like that. Y'all gotta stop letting these folks play with y'all. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop brushing stuff off y'all shoulder. Y'all need to pick it back up and show them what you're made of, so they won't play with y'all names. I'm glad LaRue cleared up this colorist part. I am happy that she did do that. I do need them to clear up these tattoos though. I'm seeing a lot of tattoos just in the most randomest place, the most random tattoos. I need, a video about the tattoos because she got two, I don't know, angels doing a two-step on her chest. Nola looked like she just got stickers all over her body. I don't know. I need somebody to tell me about the tattoos. So E.T. and Chaotic ends up joining like LaRue, Jay Galore, and all them. I guess they supposed to be the host. I'm kind of tired of Chaotic being the host because he's not an amazing host in my opinion. E.T. I don't necessarily remember her hosting anything. So we go see. But right now it looks like Chaotic is taking the wheel of what's going on. Boom. So they end up asking Jay Galore about her issue with Becca. LaRue comes in like, "Oh, we're not going to be talking about Becca while she's not here." I'm like, shut the you can't even fight. Like, LaRue, baby, y'all ain't gave LaRue a little too much clout, baby, because now she feel like she just gonna speak when nobody's speaking to her. So Jay Galore, like, I mean, she be talking about me, so, and they asked me the question. I'm like, right, exactly. So Armin and everybody kind of just started jumping on Jay Galore, saying, like, she was going off on Becca online. She was reading her, all this, all that. Let's be clear. Becca is fighting Jay Galore over Humpty Dumpty, who sat on the wall and had a great fall. Like, let's be clear. Mind you, on this show, he just embarrassed her. Embarrassed her down. It should be no reason why you fighting behind this man. You and her got cool behind the scenes. Y'all went up to y'all went up to the podcast and the interview place, and Becca was trying to show out and got down what she was mad at about a man who just embarrassed her on the last show. She should be fighting him, not trying to fight Jay Galore. And if Becca says something to Jay Galore has every right to defend herself. Like, what are we talking about? Just because y'all like Becca more doesn't mean that Becca is not wrong too. Obviously, Becca had to say something to Jay Galore for Jay Galore to feel as though she needed to read her, quote unquote, online. So LaRue over there really getting red. And I'm so happy Jay Galore was like, yeah, how did you feel when Fetty dropped you? Exactly. Let her know her place. Simple. Because, like, who you think you is? Like, LaRue is smelling herself down. So I'm happy that Jay Galore was ready to read. She came out, she had her facts together and all that. And see, LaRue wasn't prepared for that. She was telling me, no, actually, she beat you up. Simple. I don't care. Anyways, boom. So they getting into it. Mind you, Chaotic don't even know who LaRue is. He like, who is that? Talking to E.T. Who is that? Ain't you the host? You supposed to know these people. How you hosting these people and don't even know the girl name? And in no way, shape, or form do I think Jay Galore was bullying Becca. She wasn't even studying Becca the whole time she was there. If anything, she was really clocking T when it came to Q. Not once did you really even see her like getting into it with Becca. So LaRue said that Jay Galore was trolling her, so she ready to troll tonight into Jay Galore fight. Jay Galore, you should have got up and got that. You could have easily took her down. You could have easily You could have easily baptized her and gave her what she was looking for. Y'all be having to put these folks in their place because they be playing with y'all and they can't even fight like that. They ain't even no good fighters talking how she talking. You better make her put some respect on your name, Jay Galore. Here go calling about some. Wait. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back just a little bit. Jay Galore wasn't the one who had an eye. I don't remember her having no eye. The eye I remember is Diamond's. Diamond had an eye from here to the motherland, okay? Who they want DTB, like, here to the motherland, legit. Like, that's who had an eye on her. Saying, oh, the fans saying who won, who lost. Clear as day, Naj won. Clear as day. Even though Diamond was able to kick Naj in her face, she obviously won. Naj obviously had won. So what are you talking about? But, they're past that. Obviously, they're grown. She seen how dumb she looked fighting over a man that didn't necessarily claim her or play like he really ain't want her like that. So to me, Naj really played herself because, we were saying that she looked very stupid fighting behind Don. As much as she wanted to play like she was not fighting behind him, she was fighting behind that man. So I think she realized how stupid she looked. And it really is no reason for her to continue to fight Diamond or have beef with Diamond because you looked dumb fighting her over that man. I agree with Duke wholeheartedly because now that Diamond has really made a name for herself and she's a household name, I definitely don't believe that she should just be doing the same storylines no more when it comes to these men. If they do Deja Vu season 4 and she's on it, I don't think that she should still be trying to have a man, my man, my man. Especially because a lot of them is losers. They only come on 1 or 2 shows. They be background characters. She's a household name. She's put in the work. So if anything, she should deal with somebody who's put in the same work as her. Or, girl, get you like somebody who has a real career, not these losers. They hang so hard. As soon as Duke was giving Diamond her flowers, they like, are we playing the game? Are we gonna play the game? No, let that man give Diamond her flowers. Like he said, he never tried to talk to Diamond or anything like that. He want to see her win. He didn't see her outside of this, and he got her back, and he want her to prosper. Like that's some real man stuff right there. So LaRue getting bucked with Nola, and I agree with both of them. Like with LaRue, I agree. You said what you said. Stand on it. We need to get that. You talk a lot and you are passive aggressive, but when I see you when we get to the house, we need to be on that. But I agree with Nola too, as far as like this is her personality. Who are you to tell her what she need to do with her personality? Like who are you again? So I get that. I was, Nola saying it too. Like it ain't no reason for me and you to argue. It ain't no reason for us to get dialogue. Me and you both said when we get to the house, we're on that. We need that. So we are going to rumble it out. And from what Chaotic said, because I was just 2 hours at the gym, Nola was giving it up with DTB. I'ma see. I was just listening to it, but I didn't see it. But he said Nola was giving it up to DTB. So we gonna see how she give it up to LaRue. Okay, so baby, they didn't put them all together, having them play question games, whatever, to get some stuff out right there. So I do like the fact that LaRue popped it off and asked Mac, was he scared to come down and fight Don? Because that's what it was giving. It was giving scary. It was giving pee on myself. Like, you did not need that. So Unc jumped in and said, did you have to go power up? He said, are you the rainbow? I said, oh. He said, are you the rainbow? He said, they exposed me 1,000 times. I'm glad you finally letting it be known. Cause I hadn't seen the videos. It's giving very much Little Garage, okay? It's very much giving that. Mac excuse for not coming down the steps was very weak, very lame. I ain't had no shoes on. You were literally upstairs. You could have put the shoes on. You was finding every excuse not to fight that man. You ain't want to fight that man. You knew that man was going to rock out and do what he needed to do. And that's why you said, I'm not trying to take nothing away from you because you did your thing. But then I had came back. No, you came back because you knew, like, okay, he embarrassed me. And mind you, too, Love and War wasn't out yet. I feel as though he knew he took an L, like a big L on Love and War. So they brought him back more so to redeem himself with Deja Vu. And plus, he's been on the Deja Vu, before. So it's like, okay, you used to doing it, whatever. We're going to bring some of the cast favorites back or whatever the case was. And you had already knew on Love and War, we was gonna dog you out because you really did not need that with Cashy. You left, never came back. When you did come back, you just fired off on it and then flew, got in that truck and got on about your business. You did not need that. So when it came to Love and War, when it came to Deja Vu, you felt like you had to go back downstairs and redeem yourself. The man tore you up. He tore you up. So you had to power up. You had to get yourself together and come back and really show out because you couldn't take 2 L's on TV. You couldn't take 2. Love and War, you took the biggest one. So you had to come back on here and be like, okay, love her. I know I took an L, but on this one, I'm not gonna take no L. And yes, they got cool at the house. They men, so they able to throw that stuff away. But I agree, it don't take all that. Every time something happens and people get a understanding, they don't have to hug and shake hands and all that. They came to an agreement. They cool. So it is what it is. LaRue over there being thirsty. That man is so far, y'all. That man is so far. Around this time when they was filming this, if I'm not mistaken, allegedly Don and Nola was talking. Cause at one point he was talking to LaRue on the show, but I guess he said swerve right and got with Nola. So he ain't stunned LaRue. So he like, girl, be quiet. But I agree, yeah. I don't know who was fangirl over Aunt, but when Don came in the building, even when they were showing him in the preview, I was like, who is that fine chocolate man? Okay, like the uncle. Keep granddaddy in the back, okay? Where's the nephew, okay? Because we need nephew in the building. Duke is so funny. Duke said, then he said, so should I keep my sneakers on? Or, is he dead? Because the storyline dry. He said, keep them on. It's the way he said it. Keep them on. Like, he is not playing with you. Keep your sneakers on. Ain't no running upstairs. I don't have my sneakers. Keep them on. Keep them on. As soon as we get in the house, it's on site. So Diamond saying that Nola should have been one of the ones to stay home. I definitely agree. It's a lot more y'all that could have stayed home too, including some of the hosts. No shade. A lot of them sitting there wasn't giving much of anything, and we just being honest. And a lot of the ones who knew they didn't give anything stay home because they knew they didn't give anything. They were just been there wasting time. But her calling out Nola, I agree. And her standing on the fact that Nola was jumping in stuff that had nothing to do with her, and then not standing on that, I agree. Oh my god, I didn't know Becca Duke was that big. Wow. Oh my god. I didn't even see her Duke. Her Duke is huge. Like, her Duke is huge. Diamond love to slap somebody. This, like, it be so funny how stuff kind of adds up, because she slapped Natalie this Sunday. She's slapping Nola this Sunday. It's just a slap Sunday. Very much. Like, she just is a slapper. You gotta watch them hands, because Diamond gonna raise their hand up and just smack you. It wasn't no super hard smack. I'm glad as soon as Nola, she reacted, and then she kind of jumped up and was on there. She like, hold on, ain't no hitting me. Ain't no hitting me. But I liked it, but it's true. You jumped in something that had nothing to do with you. And what you should have did was not do that. You should have just kept your mouth closed. I do think that was sweet that Uncle went out there trying to cover Nola up, because she ain't even really peep game that, she had everything out. That was sweet of him. He didn't have to do that. So everybody talking to Diamond, and I agree with ET. Like, Nola should have got that with LaRue when LaRue was talking. Jay Galore should have got that with LaRue when LaRue was talking too. Like, it was too much dialogue. Pop off. Simple. And I agree with Chaotic with the whole, like, just because production said y'all can't fight, it's people like Diamond who are the stars of these shows for a reason, because they don't just go off what production tell them to do. They gonna pop off what they mad at. And that's exactly what she did. And even though, and mind you, this is the reason they should do their homework. Regardless of when they say all the time, don't fight in certain places, and they still fight. So regardless of the fact, when she hit you, you should have went ahead and got down when you was mad at. But I agree. Like, in your head, don't fight here, because you don't necessarily want to fight. For real, if we just be honest, you don't want to fight. But people like Diamond, Becca, Duke, all, like, people like that, they gonna get down where they mad at regardless of where y'all at. And her and ET are baddies. What are you talking about? Max was like, baddies? Yeah, they did baddies. She said what she said. So they didn't go to Nola's point of view, and LaRue was telling her what she should have did. This is the same person that was talking to Big Legs, and Big Legs threw water at her and walked off and paid her dust. Stop telling people what they should and shouldn't do when you ain't did it. Shut up. You the same person just talking to somebody, and somebody just threw water on you and told you to shut up talking to them, and you never came back and addressed them on nothing. So be quiet. And then LaRue trying to make sure that Nola don't fight her. She tell me because she just slapped you. Nola like, no, I don't have to fight you. No, they finna fight too. They are gonna fight too. Nola, stop letting these people off with a warning and being like, no, we ain't gotta catch that. That's why they don't want you back no way, because they feel as though you're not catching it. I don't want you back either. But no, don't let LaRue off. Fight LaRue too. Fight her too. This same person who wanna tell you what you should and should be doing, just go and clock her real quick. Tell her to get in the field with you. No, fight both of them. And see, around this time, Don and Nola talking, he ain't saying nothing. And Unc said, you answer that question. He ain't saying nothing. He has nothing to do with that. This is not his fight. I don't like a man like that. You're supposed to have her back at all times. Have some type of integrity about yourself. Yeah, I think that's crazy that Diamond would think that Nola's gonna change her mind. Why would she change her mind and you just slapped her? Ain't nobody changing their mind. She gonna need that. She's gonna be on there with you. Like, is Diamond okay? So it's a Jay Galore bus hate train. They over here saying that Jay Galore don't be giving it up with the girls, but she be giving it up with the men. That's not true. That's not true at all. That's not true. Jay Galore just, say what she wants to say. And Unc was trying her, so that's the only reason she coming for Unc, because he was trying her. This is the same person in the next scene gonna be in the room with her trying to be buddy buddy. Like, please. And two, not Naj, but Becca and Diamond only have a problem with her behind men. So if we take that away, what else? The only person I think that she would be wrong about or need to get down about is Naj, because she was making false accusations on Naj. No, Unc was trying to take up for himself. He was trying to be slick when it came to Jay Galore, and he tried to show her in that on that blow up bed after she got the fight with one of them. So no, you are taking up for yourself. You just doing it in a certain way. You're not probably necessarily like being vocal about it, but you are taking up for yourself. You are being petty, just like you felt like she was. And to an extent, he do have every right to feel some type of way about her egging his house. He is the landlord. He do stay there, so I can understand him being irritated about her egging his house. I ain't see security push Diamond like that. First of all, it's Diamond throwing Nola to the ground. Security pushing Diamond like, no, you're not finna do her like that. First of all, I was already laughing. Like, when they was talking, Nola gonna laugh, and she said, but no, I'm for real. Like, Nola, are you really for real? Because it's not giving you for real, girl. But Nola like, no, I gotta fight you for my respect. Like, I gotta get my lead back. I think Nola really started like hitting Diamond, and Diamond felt them hits. Because at one point, Diamond hits was not landing, and Nola was big in her hair. And she said, let me get her down. But Nola was, I ain't gonna lie, Nola was like, hey, I gotta let you know, don't play with me. This ain't that. And Diamond, knowing that Nola really was doing what needed to be done, she said, I could have dropped you. I could have did worse. Girl, calm down. Relax. No, Nola surprised you. Y'all doing y'all head up. Nola kept her head up and back, and she was making you. No, Nola surprised you. You just wanted to go and get the fight over with because you thought it was going to go in your favor. Everybody, DTB's going to win. Nola like, win or lose, it don't matter. Like, Nola already knew she was going to come up in there really fighting you for real. And I agree with Chaotic. Nola was really getting up in there. She got a little titty, and like he said, Diamond hits harder than Nola. You can tell Nola don't fight like that. You can tell. And Diamond and got to fight, when they fight a lot, their hands do get heavier. The more you practice, the more you really get up and down, them hands do be harder. So it wasn't hard for her to go on, swing a titty on her real quick. And it's right in the middle. Like, Lord Jesus, her third eye is like, oh. And Nola told me, I feel it everywhere. I know you do. But I think she shocked everybody. I don't think nobody thought that Nola was really finna give it up like she did. She hung up in there until DTB dropped her. So now I ain't gonna lie, this was funny. So Chaotic asked Jay Galore she gonna fight. She like, I'm intoxicated right now. Then she started doing the eyes. Like when you drunk, your eyes just be going down. You can't hold them up. And she got these thick lashes, so I know her eyes is really going down. Boom. They hear LaRue coming out. She moved. She went all the way across the island. As she moving, they all laughing because she wasn't, obviously it shows she wasn't that drunk. She heard LaRue coming. She didn't want to get snuffed. So she went ahead and moved to where she could see LaRue. LaRue like, I mean, do you need that? Jay Galore like, well, I'm drunk. And that's true. I agree with Chaotic. Like, before this show, when I seen Jay Galore on shows, Jay Galore was on it. It was something in her spirit, like, she was gonna get down what she was mad at, if it was her business or not. So it definitely has been a shift over time doing different shows. But I think too, she was doing a lot of shows with girls that really didn't fight like that, or she felt like more so was on her level to fight, like pretty petite, BBL body, all this type of stuff. So you would think, okay, well, they probably ain't got hands like that. So I'm fine in my lane. As she keeps doing shows more and more, they keep putting her with people who can really bump like that. So these are not really people in her lane. Not necessarily LaRue, but on Deja Vu, she fighting Diamond, she fighting she was supposed to fight Naj, people that can really fight like that, more so. So she ends up saying, like, she drunk, like, I'm not gonna fight right now, whatever. LaRue like, but I'm drunk too. But she like, but I'm real drunk, and I don't want to fight you right now till I sober up. Sober up. Chaotic is funny. He don't need to host a lot of stuff, but he is funny. He said Nola was. She was. Nola was getting up in there. She did shock Diamond. I definitely believe. I don't think she hurt Diamond in a way, but I think Diamond felt them hits, and she then some click saying she kind of probably is winning. Let me knock her down. Yeah. Like, that's some real stuff. Like, for real, for real. Diamond was going quote unquote light, and Nola was going hard. Nola said, okay, yeah, go light on me. Win, lose, or draw. She said, I'm gonna get out here. I'm gonna drag this hoe. I'm gonna show her I can fight for real. So the next morning, Jay Galore and trying to squash their differences. He go on live trying to be funny. Jay Galore said, no, I heard you right, Mo. He said, well, who told you that? Heard that from the Rainbowers. That's what I heard. I heard that you be playing in Boo Boo. You be playing in Bootay. She is funny. Like, cause he really thought, they was gonna make up behind the scenes. He gonna put on live and she gonna be like, no, that's not true. She was like, no, you be playing in butt. So Becca ends up doing what we seen the T-Pages catch on the live of her trying to fight Jay Galore. Seeing it kind of slowed down. Becca was not in there like she thought she was. She hitting arms. She hitting the girl's stomach, but she not hitting her face, and then want to snatch her wig at the end. Mind you, even when you see them on the bed a little bit, Jay Galore is fighting back, very much so. She's kicking, but she punching too. So it wasn't as easy as Becca thought it was going to be. All that get up and then thought she was going to come up in there and do her big one. It didn't go in her favor. And that's my thing. Like, I'm going to get to it. Now, let me tell you, pretty girl. Let me tell you. Becca pretty too. I'm not taking that away from Becca, but let me tell you something. It's something about a pretty girl in her face. When Jay Galore seen that it was a scratch on her face, you best to believe that World War 7 was coming out. And mind you, LaRue, this is the wrong time to be talking. This is the wrong time for you be next. LaRue told me something. You want that with me too? Let her handle it. When I tell you, when Jay seen that scratch on her face, baby, it was a demon time. She punched Becca dead and she said, baby, Becca had no chance. You fighting about a man, baby. She fighting about a scratch on her face. Everybody know, rule number one with pretty girl lifestyle is not to get a scratch on your face. A scratch on your face, you basically can call yourself ugly. Because you got to wait till the scratch heal. That mess up a lot of stuff, especially because Jay Galore get her money off her face and her body and stuff like that. But face is number one. Everybody looking at the booty, but two, it's not like she an ugly girl. She tore Becca up. This is my thing right here. After that, Jay Galore, you should have been saying what you need to say online. You shouldn't even pay Becca online because you tore her up. That second round, you gave Becca the ass woman that she was looking for. You want to fight about a man? Let me show you how to play with me. Because that second round, she was really up. Because she said she ain't really had no beef with you like that, Becca. But see, you were so thirsty to bring the beast out, and you woke her up because she took Becca right through there. She took her right through that. I don't care what nobody say. Jay Galore won, and that was a fight that needed to happen because Becca wanted to keep playing with her about this man. You want to fight her about a man so bad. The scratch was the end all be all. That's all it took. That's all it took, Sway. Jagler said, "Come on, I need that. Come on." Like the way she was telling her to come out, she was like, "Come on." She punched Becca. Bow, bow, bow. Like she punching Becca. Becca ain't even got time to react. Yeah, you so thirsty for it. Okay, let me give you what you was looking for. So threw on that couch and got the going on Becca real hard. Where's swag? Where's swag? Where's security when you need them, Becca? Yeah, you think you so big, bad, tough? Stop playing with that girl. And I had so much respect for Becca, like seeing her on Zodiac House, but now I really don't care for Becca like that because you find behind a Teletubby who don't even really care for you like that, who want it to be you and some other girls. He wants you to hop down on other girls and everything else. You keep wearing this bust down middle part to the side. It's getting annoying for me. I need Becca to shape it up and really see what type of woman she is in the mirror because the Becca I seen from the beginning is not the Becca that I thought she was now. You know, you fighting about a Humpty Dumpty is crazy. When he was telling both y'all, cuz both y'all out on that live, told both y'all to keep his name out of whatever y'all got going on, and you really fighting behind him, it's crazy to me. And no, Becca, let's be clear. You had already came in ambushing her. You like, get up. It ain't like you just sat there or just stood there. It was like, get up. Come on, because like we finna fight. You flew over there to her as you saying get up, and she didn't have nothing to do. The first reaction is to kind of get back and defend herself. Like first of all, she halfway on the bed already. You damn near already to her as you saying the second get up. You already right there on her, so she don't even have the opportunity to get up. No, Becca, just say you lost. Yeah, she was mad that time because you scratched her face. Yeah, you fighting behind a man, she fighting because you messed up her face. So yeah, she was more mad this time, and just say that you lost in terms of she used her weight again. No, that's not true. That's not true. I don't feel like Jay Galore was using her weight. I don't. Becca was trying to use her weight to pull her down, so all she did was jump on top of her. I believe that. This is my thing. Becca thought it was gonna be an easy win like it was in that room. It wasn't an easy win this time, boo kitty. Who said she didn't eat? Who said that? Why they lying? Jay Galore punched Becca twice in her face. Jay Galore was absolutely mad. She won that second round. I don't care what nobody say. I don't know what they talking about, but that second round, Jay Galore ate. No, the first was like iffy. The first was iffy. Don't sit because Becca was not landing her hits for real like that. I'm gonna be for real. Like when she first got on the bed, she probably was him, but Jay Galore was kicking her too. So where are her punches landing? They're not all landing on the girl's face. Probably as soon as she got up, she was able to hit her. But once Jay Galore fell back and started kicking, Becca has to go over those big legs. Like, let's use our common sense. After that, security started breaking them up. She was able to get Jay Galore down on the ground because at this point, she probably was pulling her wig. Now, once they get on the floor, we see right then and there, she did not hit her in her face. She's hitting her arm. She's hitting her stomach. She's nowhere near Jay Galore's face. Her aim is off. Second round, she told Becca, I don't care. Like, they all cool with Becca. I'm not friends with neither one of them. She tore Becca. Simple. And you need to leave her alone, Becca. What did you talk about? You're the main one trying to get a reaction behind a man. So she better leave me alone. No, if anything, she just been defending herself. From all the things that I've seen when I was somewhat invested in this, you was the one poking the bear. You was waiting on her to fight you. You felt like because she wasn't fighting you or she wasn't giving you that, she was weak. And you kept messing with her. I hate that y'all are pumping Becca's head up like that because Becca did not eat. Jay Galore don't know nothing. She don't know nothing at all. Stop pumping her head up, please. LaRuny, I'm trying to check Lola about like where her loyalty lies and if she was trying to jump in. That's not even her true character, if we're just being honest, not the fake persona that she gave in the beginning of the season, but like her actual true character, that's not even that. So I don't even know why they was trying to play like they was checking her. Like, who are y'all to be checking anybody's temperatures? You else is losers. Anyway, that right there, like, boo, boring. But chaotic is funny as ever. Him like, okay, y'all give her a hug. Okay, now everybody give me a hug. Like, If you don't get your trying to get hard out the paint out them girls' face. But that's all I got for y'all in this one. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Put your comments down below. Bye, y'all. Love y'all. Peace.